1 to 3 test. Oh, 1 to 3 test. Oh yeah, it's actually looking proper now, so podcast time now. Note that this one will probably be a bit overall game area technically and podcast. We're starting with Japan played by Circus. Max manpower is around 3,000 probably without the occupied provinces. Currently he's getting invaded by Malaya, which results into huge problems because he's completely blocked. And he can't really do that much because, well, the army that he currently has here is, well, strong enough to do something. He's currently recruiting, but as you can see, if the Malaya player would do it properly, would just annihilate him with Carpet Siege right now. The main army of Circus is actually in mainland China, like around 160-170,000 troops. Overall, let's take a look at the development situation, which is like rather subpar. Next to no development done in the big thingies. If we take a look at the manpower dev, you can see that most dev was done in Korea, and it also already looks a bit better. So manpower was dev. Like overall, it could have probably done a bit better on that front, but considering he serves as a really minor nation, that's fine. Went for trade fourth, which is by far the best idea in the current metagame. Child cars here is Sina, or Sina. Overall, I would not really rate number-wise this session anymore, because right now I think more or less stuff is focused on geopolitics. But I think this Japan is one of the stronger ones I have seen in EU4's lifetime. Independent daimyos, like it's a bit better nowadays with governing capacity, even though it still sucks major popsicles. Yeah, I think these are the correct name for the ice thingies you can buy at the supermarket. And it's like really dumb that you get -3 states essentially. Like you should select the naval doctrine for trade. That's pretty much a no-brainer. Most of that stuff here is pretty standard. I think you should have tried to aim to go for 100% Krona and then just focus on giving nobility land. Like, this is my idea on how to play this patch properly. So yeah, like overall, I don't really see him winning the war if Malaya plays this properly. And if Malaya plays this properly, Circus should 100% truce break. Like, the thing is, like, why the fuck do you declare a war with the Casus Belli trade war? Like, what the hell are you supposed to do with that? Like, what's attack from Malaya? Like, I'm actually bamboozled right now. Like MSA. Like, Malaya is rich as fuck. Like, having a decent nation, is Hindu. Well, maritime. Like, I don't see anyone but Great Britain beating him on the sea. Like, isn't this galley area? No, it isn't. Like, if this would be galley area, Like, his ships are not that weak. Like, I could actually see him beating Great Britain in some cases. Like, what the hell is he supposed to take in this war? Like, what are you supposed to take in this war? Like, it's 1,500 ducats. You can't even release. Like, this is the best deal you can get. Like, this is an unconditional surrender. Like, this is just, I don't really get this. Like, you have great mana situation, proof PP, you're looking at a mana, looking at an advisors, overall, good looking Malay. Like, this situation is pretty weird. Like, especially if you take a look and you have, like, you have this East Asian co-prosperity sphere. Like, why the duck is even Portugal allied with Japan? Like this game is so weird from an alliance point of view. Then you have like this alliance, this block. Then you have like this block. Punjab and Mawar not allied, weird chimp. Like, you have this block. Like, Mawar is completely isolated now. Punjab is in a good position. Then you have like this weird alliance block here with Hackbox Prussia. Then you have the Commonwealth. It's like the counterweight. And you have that Spain. And you have like Ethiopia, who's also isolated. Like, I don't get why Ethiopia and Mawar are not allying up. It's like pretty much no-brainer alliance. Yeah, that's like pretty much it for these two countries. Like, Khmer is in a great position, 7,000 manpower recovery. Looking great overall. Also went for the most broken thing in this entire patch, which is integration of the Sohai. And I actually think it's also the most broken thing in this mod. Because Buddhism is actually not the hard int in the mod, so you can really easily do this. He's playing as Theravada, which is like minus 15% advisor cost, which is like quite good. I think overall Vajrana is a bit better at one point. It's just military quality against cash. Like, you can easily just do a great build. Like, at one point he will have offensive and evasiveness, and his advisors will be like next to 3, which at this point does not really matter anyways, but his country is overall looking kinda decent, I would say. As I already said multiple times, like, the manpower development in the country is properly alright. And if you take a look at this, like, for example, the Siam home node, and I think that's Burma, are looking pretty good already, and he will easily be able to do this here sometime as well. Like, I also don't really see someone attacking Khmer. Like, who the hell is supposed to attack Khmer? Like, Punjab? Like, what the hell has Punjab gained if you can just attack the bar? Japan is not in a position to attack Khmer. Khmer is number 5 great power. Like, I don't really... Like, Khmer adheres with 10% morale, 5% discipline, 20% manpower, which is, like, okay. Like, I don't really see him beating France or Prussia late game. I don't really see him beating Punjab late game. Late game. But I can see him beating everyone else. Like, Mavar's in the kind of weird chimp spot. I will take a look at him right now. Then we will check Punjab, played by War Googly first. Like, this country is looking insanely good, like 8,000 manpower recovery. Like, if it would be possible that you would keep feudal theocracy while being sick, it would be so insane. Like, I think the religion, on the point of view how we reworked religion, has been a gigantic success in the game. Like, we have seen Orthodox countries, we have seen Sunni countries, we have seen Sikh countries, we have seen Hindu countries, we have seen Coptic countries, Protestant countries, Theravada and Shinto countries. Like, and we even have seen a fetishist country. Like, we literally saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 or 9 religions played. Like, don't get me wrong, when has been the last time you have seen 9 religions played in an EU4 game, which is actually somewhat competitive? I haven't in like 4 years. Which is, in my opinion, just insane and shows how good the rework actually worked. Like, even Catholic is viable. Like, I personally have thought about going Reformed, as I think Reformed is better than Protestant in the mod, but I played Brandenburg into pressure, so construction cost is just way too bog jump to avoid. Like, I even still think Coptic is not that great, but we will talk about Coptic in a second. Like, overall, the country is really looking insane. Like, there's still, of course, some stuff that you can change. Like, you can just easily just take parts of Mavar now and just sit around, wake off, and have the probably strongest country in Asia. Like, your income is absurdly high, which is also due to the fact that you have Vajrayana, Vaishyas. Oh, you have Jains. Like, this is the thing, you do not even have the Vaishyas estate, which is an enormously overpowered, retarded estate. Like, you don't even have this and you have such an income, which is like absurdly broken. Like I don't really get like how broken India would actually be if you would be like Hindu or Sikh would actually have proper estates. Like, this country is really good. Like, it gets better every session, and I actually think this country could probably win the game. Punjab ideas are not that garbage. Like, they're literally like, they're a better version of the Khmer idea set, with similar builds. You sadly already pulled most of the. You have 2.5% discipline, 1 and 50% ICA power left. Well, overall, the country is looking great, don't get me wrong. So, next country I'm going to take a look at is Mavar, not Mevat, because Mavar never changes. 566 played by Patriot, somehow managed to drop behind in Miltech to feel up offensive. Like, this country has the highest military potential in all of this, probably. The income is alrighty, I guess. It's like 370. Like, I have seen way stronger Indias, but this has been in a different era, in vanilla U4, in 128 meta with overpowered Vaishya deving. And I still think these two Indias, even though they have the most retarded split I have ever seen, like, not I have ever seen, like, I've seen in a long time, which literally is, he gets Gujarat, he gets the Khan, he gets Coromandel, and he gets parts of Bengal. Like, how dense are you that Mavar gets all of this for literally fucking free? Like, this is insane. This is by far the strongest Mavar I've ever seen, because Mavar tends to die off. But, like, this split is so dumb. I don't really get why Punjab even agreed to this. Like, this stuff here should never ever be there. Like, it's really odd. Like, he went with the Gujarati one, which is like really smart because he then gets the permanent Marathas Council. I actually think the permanent Marathas Council with the changed version is even better than the one we already had. Where is the one retarded modifier? Like, if you manage this properly, like, this Mevar is actually so insane. Like, I don't really get how dense this actually is. Like, I actually think if, for example, my Bharat, which probably was one of the strongest Indian nations ever seen, or like this Punjab would be Hindu with this modifier, and this Punjab would form Nepal and Telugu primary culture. I think this would be insanely retarded. Like, let me check how broken this can actually get in the end. Like this gives you this modifier, which gives you 10% discipline. Like, currently, you are running this. The Marathas Council own 5% of your land. And if I understand it correctly, at the end, this is a mod. Like, I think Maratha's military leadership is a vanilla modifier, but it's nerfed, if I remember correctly, but I can be wrong on that one. Like, you have literally 12.5 discipline on a goddamn reform. This is so retarded. Like 12.5, 17.5, 22.5, 27.5, 32.5, 37.5. Then you have absolutism, which is like really hard to come by in that case. But you are getting to like a realistically stable 147% discipline, which is just absurd. Like, it's just absurd having more than 140 discipline on a stable point. And like this Mebara is great ideas, don't get me wrong, but it's not Nepal level. Like, this is... Nepal is way better for warfare than Mevar. Like, Mevar is just way better for building up because of this modifier here, City of Lakes, which is like one of the most broken things in the mod, considering how hard nerf def cost is. 10% def cost are actually insane, even more insane than they already are. So next, like PLC is I think still played, will enter bankruptcy, lost 2 1-on-1 wars with Prussia, sadly I could not fight them myself. But I saw that Nabi off did not do badly. Like, his country is of course not looking like the most beautiful country right now. Even though he played kinda well, I would say, in some regards. Will enter bankruptcy, don't really know the diplomatic situation is at the current moment. But we gotta see, I guess. Yeah, Rum did overall improve the country's state a bit. Like, it's still horrible, in a horrible state, but I think now it will be able to build up in next to no time. Like, construction cost is an absurd modifier in the mod. Like, I think construction cost has to be nerfed quite hard. Overall, the country still has massive build up possible, and we gotta see what we can do to improve this. Like, Ethiopia is similar situation to Rum, but to Batua and Bakhetsi. Like, Batua is absolutely strong. Like, I don't really see someone beating Batua. Like, what is... Like, England cannot land in Batua. Malaya is allied to Batua. Ethiopia cannot beat Batua. Bakhetsi cannot beat Batua. Like, Batua is actually a great situation overall. If we take a look at the build-up situation, is that the country is also mostly built up, even though you can still improve quite a lot of things here and there. Even though that's maybe gold. Let me check. No, but you can still change it. Like, this country is mostly built up on the military side for force limit. You can still build training fields. Yeah, what is there to say about this country? Like, Batua and ambitions are more retarded at this point. Shock damage is just as relevant as Danny in this game, KW. No, just kidding, I love you, Danny. But overall, Batua also one of the strongest Batuas I've seen in a long time. And like, the religion is not utter dog shit, which is where the fuck is... Like, what the hell are more fetishist nations? 4, interesting. Yeah, like, Bahvetsi is somewhat similar to Botua, just like way weaker. Next to no income, like the nation is in shambles. I really want to see what this event actually does. Like, not gonna lie, I've seen better modifiers. Hope you should talk, Denny. Perhaps. Like, I will just do a small talkie about Europe. Like, I'm not going to raid colonies. I just think it's impossible to properly raid colonies in the mod. Like, he's taking over parts here and there. Horrible income. No economic ideas. No expansion ideas. Probably dropped off. Like, it's decent for a chill game. Like, he has pretty good player colonies. Like, the country's looking good, but like, he's collecting 113 ducats here, and like, this country's not relevant for warfare. Like, the power of this country lies in its colonies, which is like Colombia, Peru, be Argentina, La Plata, I guess. Bolsonaro, yeah, France, the strongest nation in the game at the current moment. 323 income. Entering his age. Still enjoying golden era. Like, these countries are absurdly strong. Had a bit of luck with diplomacy overall. But I don't really see someone winning a war against this country. Like, this country can still, like, it's so dumb, he could just redo his entire thingy here. And he would look even better. And Great Britain also looking good, but could also be way richer. Like, whenever I see countries not fully built, like, he's getting going from Empower, even though his army is just relevant and not absurd. Dropped exploration for trade now. Like, country's looking good. Austria also slowly becoming a force to be reckoned with. Like, as you can see, he's lacking a lot of manufacturers, or is building them at the moment, building some at the moment, which is hurting his income quite a lot. Even though he managed to beat 2 nations or player nations already. As you can see, the manpower screen: France nearly finished, Great Britain nearly finished, Prussia looking decent, Rum looking okay, Commonwealth okay, Austria okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the podcast. Thanks for joining, and see you next week.